Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be doing some more of a Swift programming logic, and in today's tutorial it's going to be all about loops. So there are two main loops. There's the for loop and there's a while loop, and I'll cover both in today's video. So what we're going to do first is I'm just going to create a list that we can loop through. So let's create a list. Let's actually have animals today. So actually I can make that a let. Okay, so this will be a string list, and we'll have dog, cat, what other animals are there? Zebra. These are just ones I can think of. I don't know, I do the same all the time for some reason. Giraffe. Let's think of a few more. So, chicken. Now I'm just thinking of Minecraft. We'll have a pig and a cow. Okay, this is the list which we're going to loop through. Now, let's add a viewDidLoad, and in this viewDidLoad, what we can have is, the first one we're going to do is a for loop. So to set up a for loop, it's actually really easy. All you do is type for I in animals. So we're going to use a list as an example, and I is just going to be each one of these objects in the list. So it'll loop through the list. It'll loop through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So if we just do print I, it should print all of the animals inside of this list. I'm just gonna run this to show this. Okay, and there we can see it printed out all of the different animals. So now, that's how I use a for list. You can also use it as for 0 in 3. I think that'll work. I think I've never really used it for this kind of purpose, but I think it might be like this. I don't even know. But anyway, yeah, so that doesn't really matter, but I know there's a way to make it work. But for now we can just use a for loop like this. And to use a while loop, what we do is, first we have to, if you want to loop through a list like we do here, we can create a variable called I, and then we can do while I is not equal to animals.count, and we need to add 1 to I for every time it loops through. So now if I print I here, we can comment this out. It should print exactly the same thing. So, oh, sorry. We should be printing, I is just the index. We need to print animals I. Now this should print now this prints the animals. Now a while loop is more useful when, let's say, you want to actually delete the objects. So let's say if the first letter of actually let's just say if animals something, or if one of the objects in animals is cat or elephant, we want to delete it. So what you would do in a for loop is, actually the for loop might not actually work. So if we do if I is equal to, and then cat, or if I is equal to elephant, then we want to delete animals. But we can't do that because we are using I, which it already predefines it in this for loop. So can't delete. unless we set up a variable here and then added 1 every time it went through, but there's not really any point for that. So the real way to do it is, what we do is, you have to use a while loop if you want to delete stuff. What you do is, we're going to, if animals I is equal to cat. So remember, when you're using a while loop, it's actually just the index. If you're using a for loop, it's the actual object. So, or if animals I is equal to elephant, and since we have the index, we can actually delete it by just typing animals.remove at I. Now, instead of just adding 1 to I every time, we have to add 1 to I if there is no, if we haven't deleted anything. And I'll show you why that's important afterwards. Let's change this to a file. Okay, so now let's try and print I before this. Print animals before this, and we'll print animals after this. And I'll just comment this out. Okay, so this was I before it, this was animals before it, and afterwards we've removed the cat and we've removed the elephant. So yeah, that's how you use a while loop to remove and a for loop for when you just don't want to remove and you just want to loop through the list. Anyway, now I'm going to show you what happens if we just leave it as I plus equals 1. So I think it might work here. Yeah, it works here. But let's say instead of wanting to delete the elephant, we want to delete the cow. Well, watch what happens if we do that. It will end up crashing because the index is out of range. You see, I was 7, but it's just deleted the cat, and now it wants to delete the cow, which is in position 7, but it starts at 0, so it's actually position 6. That's why you always have to make sure using else. So now, if I use the else there, we should not have that error anymore. There we go. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you later.